Looks like we're off. Welcome to the Dominion Online Championship 2022. What is this? The Consolation Bracket Finals. This is between Anders and Sirusc, and they are playing for 6 months of gold subscription. The 6-game, or not 6-game match, first to 3.5, and I guess we're off. So this board here, the main thing I guess that stands out is a lack of trashing. You have lots of villages, but the only draw is Herald, which with a lack of trashing is going to be a little bit on the rough side. It points to me at least that you're probably going to want to play with Soothsayer. I don't think there's a secondary thing. There used to be this thing, Sycophant here used to not have the, if you discard at least one, so Sycophant shopkeepers were like a major thing. It was just load up on Sycophants and get provinces, but, you can't do that anymore. If your opponent attacks you with Soothsayer, maybe you could, but I don't think you can rely on that enough. So I think Soothsayer is pretty important. Baron looks like an okay way to get there, but I'm pretty skeptical. I think I'd probably open maybe Camel Train Overlord. You actually don't need the Soothsayer here. You can work it with Overlord just fine. Just flood with gold pretty quick, especially with assistance from Camel Train and Way of the Camel. So I think that's how I'd approach this one, is just do a gold flood. So the Consolation Bracket, getting back to that, is where people who are eliminated in the first or second round, we have an undo here. People who are eliminated in the first or second round were entered into another tournament, presumably to have a I'm selected here, right? Yeah, okay. Camel Train looks correct. Presumably to have an extra game to play, so they got to play at least 2 games, and as these two have gotten to play a lot more than 2 games to get here. Let's see, in the first round, Sirusc lost to Splattered Bits, and Anders in the second round lost to Marcus. So that's how they got into this tournament, and that's, I guess, how they're going. So Anders takes the Camel Train, which is as we thought it should be. And there's a match. So now we'll see if it's the Overlord that comes with it, as expected. Yep. This is actually not the most amazing for both of them, to have the collisions here. Otherwise you could get another golden or potentially exile another Overlord. As it is, I don't think there's actually anything that much better to do than you might play the Overlord as Sycophant. Somebody in chat can tell me, maybe. But I think Soothsayer is probably just going to be the way to go. Like Anders here could play it as Sycophant, Camel Train and Overlord, and then buy Overlord. That I think makes a lot of sense. I don't think it was quite as good on the other side of things. Really, it might have been this turn. What you actually want to buy here is super awkward. I don't think a Sycophant is particularly worth it. Well, maybe. No, it's just another Overlord, which is really pointing against that Soothsayer last turn. So now Anders here can play 2 Soothsayers, and I think probably should. That's exactly what's going to happen. A lot of the times in these kind of Soothsayer money games, you don't actually see the that Overlord was a bad buy, knowing this hand. A lot of times in these Soothsayer money games, you don't actually see the curses pile, but I think with Mountain Village and Overlord, we will. So Anders could have tracked the deck to know that a Camel Train was in here and that the Overlord buy was going to be relatively poor performing. This could have been, for example, 2 Overlords instead. I'm not sure that that's better than just exiling a gold here anyways, but two Overlords actually does look pretty decent. This could be a Mountain Village, right? There's an Overlord in the discard. No, I guess not. It would be like picking up a gold. Alright. Although I guess the Overlord got into the shuffle this way, which is probably a good thing. I think at some point you probably want to start, maybe even this next shuffle, more playing Overlord as things like Merchant Ship than Soothsayer. And Merchant Ship isn't like the strongest thing, but at some point the money's just going to be more valuable than getting the gold. I'd certainly do Merchant Ship if it led to a province sometime this shuffle. Summoning Fortress. I don't think Summoning Fortress makes a whole lot of sense here. I would summon something like Caravan Guard instead, or Mountain Village. Fortress certainly seems like one of the weaker options to have summoned there. Like this could just be a Merchant Ship. The Soothsayer is not actually particularly helpful. It gets you 2 golds out, but you're going to be able to get that gold out before the end of the shuffle anyways, and a Merchant Ship gets you a province right here, which is really what this game's going to be all about, is getting provinces. And quickly. With 7, I'm just expecting an Overlord buy. You'll figure that there's only 1 debt to pay off, so you might as well. Given that we might even see an undo back to the Camel Train or an attempted, another gold. So yeah, if that had been a Merchant Ship, this Overlord could potentially be another Merchant Ship. You'd be at 2 provinces already. Now, it's a little bit curious not to have played the Camel Train first, but I guess we're really emptying the Overlords here. It totally just stole Merchant Ship. Although, at this point, the point problems from the curses is kind of a real thing. So, maybe the Soothsayer is reasonable. I think seeing the -3 there, -3-0, you'd be more tempted. Is there anything? No, there's nothing good in Anders' discard, so I think this is just summon a Caravan Guard. I think Herald's just almost entirely a worse option. This is not the goal from here. You are not going to be drawing, so do the thing that gets you coins. Or I suppose summoning a Mountain Village to pick up a gold would also make sense. Unsurprisingly, the Herald misses. So this should be, I think, Mountain Village and then double Merchant Ship. Might see a Baron on the second one, but I don't know. I don't know that the 4 is that amazing compared to 2 coins next turn also. Yeah, so this Overlord is just bad. It has prevented a province buy. Straight up. Camel Train using Way of the Camel is an excellent move. Oh, it didn't prevent a province buy. I can't count. That's amazing. 3 gold and a copper is 10, not 9. That's my wisdom for the day. All right. 2 merchant ships. Yep. Anders should be... Well, this hand's not the most amazing. It's actually not looking that amazing for Anders right here. I guess there can actually there can be a province by playing an Overlord as Baron. And I think I'd probably just go with that. I don't think there's an actual threat of like double duchy or whatever. So I just go for the province. I don't know. Well, it really depends on what the next hand is. There's some element of randomness in this kind of game, where you don't really, you can't really depend on, like, if Anders takes a province here, okay, I'm going to be able to take a duchy if Sirusc takes a duchy. So it's a little bit frightening to take the province, but I don't think you can really not take it either. Like, if you don't take the province and then you miss twice in a row, you also lose. So let's just take the province, and this, in fact, well, maybe it's not quite there yet. So this will just be a duchy. There's really no other options. Anders does reach the, what's it? Okay, Herald. Alright, so Anders will just win right here. Which is maybe expected off what they did the second shuffle. Anders got extra Overlords in early. I don't know that the late ones did a whole lot, but, even so, being first player and getting more curses in through more Overlords was a good thing. Alright, moving on. Well, this has, pasture and plateau shepherds, so at some point we might see something of an estate rush. Other than that, the board is actually not that amazing looking. It's just kind of this shepherd destrier where you're going to want lots of both of them, and then like one underling will make stuff up. There is colony, which points towards, I guess, getting more platinum at some point, assuming that there isn't some kind of 3 pile on like estates destrier shepherd earlier. Canal will also eventually allow Anvil to gain duchies, so that's even more pointing towards where we're probably not going to get the colonies out. I'd probably start Shepherd Anvil here. I don't think there's really other good options. You might start Shepherd Silver and get a war chest, but the war chest options are just not going to be that amazing, especially before Canal. Courtier on pasture, I guess, is a thing, but again, you have to be drawing reliably to do that, and that's, I mean, you're going to be trying to put together this draw, Shepherd Destrier, but I just don't know that the drawing reliably enough for that's ever going to be happening. It's going to be a bit of an ugly game, but I expect it to end on this kind of weird 3 pile of estate, 1 of Destrier, Shepherd, and then probably actually Duchy. Alright, so we see the anvil, we'll see the shepherd, Yep. Another 4 might just be another shepherd. As I say, there's just not a whole lot of play here. This is actually pretty bad for Sirusc. This is down there is like what, anvil, 2 coppers, 2 estates, so you don't really get the full advantage of anvil on this shuffle there, whereas Anders is going to be more likely to do that. We'll see. Yeah, so this is quite good. You can pick up shepherd and maybe estate or underling. It would have certainly been better to have this estate be a copper or whatever, but it's not. Hit 5 for Destrier would be the big thing there. I guess Sirusc actually does get the full advantage, because you're fine buying estate. It's not good, but it's there. I would want another anvil for sure. I think I'd take that over the estate right there. Gotta keep going through it, right? I think right now, I'd look at picking up a courtier. I don't think you're that likely to connect it with pasture, but just taking the 3 coins and saying a canal right here is pretty good, especially if you pick up a second anvil, because then the second anvil will be able to grab Destrier. Like the first one gets Duchy, second one gets Destrier. You're pretty happy with that. I'm kind of pretending that you're actually ever going to see both anvils in the same turn, which is not clear until you actually start doing it. Canal is only during your turns, so Plateau Shepherds comes after. I guess Figa isn't in the stream, so somebody else can say that. So Canal will not affect Plateau Shepherds. Estate's still going to be a good thing there. And underling and anvil will not work. So yeah, I'm liking courtier right here. I'm going to guess that the VP counter during their turns is actually right. But I'm not going to say for sure. Let's see. Other options. Tragic Hero, you're not really going to have the terminals for. You probably get to pop it once, which is actually pretty decent for a platinum, so that's a reasonable way to go. It is the way that's gone. I just don't think a single platinum's that valuable. So here, definitely Destrier over Courtier. For me, at least. I think Anders still has the, I guess, benefit of trying to draw, but sucking up estates. I think they probably should have underlings by now. I'm pretty... Like if you actually look at where this game is, I guess it's not that close to over on anything, but Destriers are probably going to be going down pretty quick. Discarding that pasture looked not good. I'm just gonna point out. Maybe it was okay, but you're taking coins here, so I don't know. I'm taking buy. A little bit surprised by that. This might just be Shepherd Estate then, if you're taking buy there. Or Double Estate. Double Estate might be a bit better just to secure those extra points. So here's Tragic Hero tragically not working. You really wanted to pop that for platinum, but I mean, it's tough when you're not really drawing. Okay, this one I think is going to be 3 coins for Canal. I'm pretty certain this time. I'm pretty certain. Or maybe Canal's being, nope, it's a war chest. I guess Canal is being hidden among the 3 landscapes here. So you don't get to see it. I guess this is kind of a tough one at this point. You might take like Shepherd Underling, or you could even take 2 Underlings, depending on how fast you think the game's going to go away. With how they're playing, I don't think this game is going to go away that fast. Like, they don't actually have the best ways ever to gain Destriers, gain, more Anvils, Underlings, even Duchies. They don't have Canal yet. So it's looking pretty tough to actually do that. I guess Canal also enhances your war chest. You can get Harem. So that just made no sense. Like, why do you take 1 Underling and not a second? There was the opportunity to take 2 Underlings, and it just didn't happen. See if this Tragic Hero gets popped. Nope. Very Tragic Hero. Very, very Tragic Hero. Extremely Tragic Hero. Just like messed up next turn. So I think I'm probably taking another Underling right here. If I had Canal, I'd be taking probably another Anvil, because it gains Duchies, but no Canals, so nope. They had taken coins off the courier instead of the gold, which I think would have been a good move. Or even action gold coins. Could be buying Destrier, but again, not happening. Don't discard the pasture. Don't discard the pasture. Or play the courtier first. One of the two. Alright. Yeah, I like this move. This is a little bit awkward because you don't want to trigger the shuffle here, but you also did want to hit Canal and missed anyways. On the other hand, you do get to buy Destrier, which is pretty good. I'd be naming Duchy here. I don't think anything else is actually worth much of anything. And if I were Anders, I'd be gaining Duchy if that's what didn't get named. we'll go back to if it were canal. If Anders had canal, be sitting pretty there, and the war chest could be an anvil, and you'd be much happier with that. But I'm really disagreeing with this not getting Destriers. Like these decks with just Shepherd and Estate are not gonna run well, like ever, really. Putting Destry in there isn't gonna help that much, but it'll help a little bit. It'll make it so that you can probably have, like, 2 good turns out of 3 instead of 1 good turn out of 3, something like that. Maybe take the last Shepherd? I don't know. I feel like they're going to end up piling underlings just because they're desperate to score on them and they can't accumulate favors quickly enough. It's kind of weird how this ended up going. Okay, there's the last Shepherd, and yeah, this is just the hero continues to be tragic. Anders actually has a little bit of awkwardness here where both the underlings bottom decked, which means that they're both going to miss the shuffle, and so you're not going to accumulate points quite as fast. On the other hand, if Anders draws 2 green cards off the underlings, will be pretty happy with that. Let's see. I don't have a great idea of it's a lot like the last game where there's a lot of crap shootiness just because you get, I've said 1 out of 3 earlier, but I think it's more like 1 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 turns. I'm going to say Anders just having more estates is probably ahead, because at some point those points are going to come back to being quite a few points, and then one of Anvil or Underling will be able to pile. I think Sirusc here should take Canal. I've been wanting that for a while, I know, but okay, it has finally happened. Alright. This is a nice productive turn. Got a lot of those. Got underlings in, which is points, although this many probably doesn't matter that much. 2 Destriers, I'm predicting. Yep. There could have been Canal there, but I think the 2 Destriers is probably better. Duchy Destrier. There we go. I mean, if you're willing to take the estates, you gotta be willing to take the duchies. They're only 1 fewer points, and they're the same amount of greenness. Plus, as Sirusc, I think you really need to start accumulating a few more points with the way piles are going. So, what? Anders has 3 Destriers in there? Yeah. Probably too many courtiers, but with the 3 Destriers, I'm expecting a pretty good turn next shuffle at some point. That duchy does not seem amazing. Of course, this turn doesn't seem amazing. Not having Canal might end up being a real killer here. Sirusc being able to accumulate duchies. Like here, this turn would really suck without Canal, but now it's okay. You get a duchy and, I don't know, Underling, maybe another Anvil. Probably another Anvil. Underling looks pretty scary. if you want either. It's definitely not an underling. That would allow a kind of a random pile out to happen. And no real point in losing the game like that. Yeah. Very tragic hero. Extremely tragic hero. Take 3 coins and get Canal and something. Maybe just get Canal. None of the 3 or 4 costs is looking that appealing. Nope, it's a province. Yeah, I think Anders is gonna have a really tough time with this game. Just not being able to gain duchies. Like Sirusc can gain 2 duchies here and probably will. Although I really think it should have been more Destrier. And not being able to gain duchies, not just for the points, but also for that little pile pressure where you can go to Sirusc and be like, you can't do that. You can't be gaining those duchies because I'm gonna pile out on you. It makes a pretty big difference. So Sirusc would probably be down points even compared to right now. If Anders had Canal, just because he would not be able to gain those duchies. This, on the other hand, this reaches colony, doesn't it? Yeah. This reaches colony, so that looks pretty good. I guess Sirusc also has still I don't know, 3 or 4 plateau shepherds in reserve, so although doesn't really have enough underlings to have that realized right away, slowly this point total is going to be going up. Whereas I think Anders is getting close to maxed out on it. I think Anders probably only has 1 more to go by my estimation. Possibly 0. We'll find out this turn. Yeah, 1 more. Look at Harem. Being 2 types. It looks like there's a pretty good chance that Sirusc is just able to win this turn emptying duchies. I guess it's not a great chance, but I also don't know that it's going to matter. This will just name duchy. There's no way you can look at the courtiers and harems and not name duchy here, because you're so liable to just lose if you don't. It can't happen. No, it can't happen. It can't happen. That's 10. So yeah. Tragic Hero looks pretty useless. I almost think it's still got to be Canal, but no such thing. All right, I'm predicting Sirusc wins right here. Is that true? No, that's not quite true. Off by a coin. Or, well, off by a coin in multiple ways. I guess you can't take the 2 duchies, which makes this a little bit awkward. You can't take 2 duchies because then Anders might tie, and at this point I feel like leaving a tie is pretty unnecessary on that side. especially given that you're down in the match already, and it's first to 3.5. Leaving a tie is no good. I think you might feel okay doing one duchy. I mean, you saw the 10 and 2 buys last turn, so you might be a little bit freaked out about that, but let's see, there's no way to do harems. You might do something like, if you're scared of gaining a duchy, I feel like you probably just take something like, I don't know, courtier, double destrier. You could also look at just taking a harem, although debatable how valuable getting 2 extra points is. It's just like, again, I go back to if Anders had Canal, you'd be doing so much different things right here. I guess it's going to be a harem. Yep. Will we get the tragic hero popped? Looks like no. The most tragic of heroes. Most tragic. Still can't be comfortable taking a duchy if you're scared of it last turn. So what does this end up being? I don't know. Like, if you're scared of duchy last turn, there's no way it's a good plan this turn. Unless you change your mind, which, I mean, it's possible to change your mind, but it doesn't make a whole lot of, wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I might grab another anvil here, although that's also pretty risky. I guess if you're scared of double duchy, you should be scared of 3 anvils. A little bit short. Can't take 2 duchies, can't take really anything other than province. Province is something you can do. So this could be like 3 coins and a gold and buy province. It doesn't artificially, none of the artificial plateau shepherd things apply. These are not actual things that occur in the client. It's smart about this. Looks like Anders is winning. I'm not sure exactly like how it's going on. Oh, Anders discarded the harems. That was not a great move. Anders was winning and now is no longer winning. It really looked like a win when the harems were still in hand. Maybe it was off, but I'm thinking harem over platinum's definitely a move that I was not expecting earlier when the tragic heroes were being gained. Alright, I think at this point, Sirusc is like in really, really good shape. Like taking 2 duchies here should just win the game. I gotta believe that was a win back there. What was it like? You take action coin. Where's the harems discard? Like, you take action coin, action buy, maybe do the tragic hero. I think it was pretty close. Didn't really have enough time to figure it out for sure, but, well, that was not 2 duchies, that was a harem. I mean, I'd still name duchy here, even though you kind of want Anders to take it. Maybe you don't name duchy. Maybe name, I don't know. What else would you name? Name something other than duchy. Okay. Turn 22. Nothing we didn't expect, given the board, but still fun to see. In kind of a sick way. Duchy. If this is a harem, I don't even know. So, this will be over pretty soon, one way or another. I would use the courtier now. Yeah. Coins. I mean, I guess you may as well pop the tragic hero, but it's looking pretty grim. This will be colony, but even with the colony, it's still looking pretty grim. Double duchy is a pretty easy turn for Sirusc. Here yet? Not quite. There it is. There was a tie. Oh, there was a tie. Could double duchy. Yeah, that would have been a good move. I didn't realize there was a tie, but it definitely should have been taken. Because I mean, this is just going to lose, and it was pretty clear that it was going to be possible. This is kind of a mystery pause. War chest. Oh. Unnecessary war chests. It's a mean war chest. Duchy, yeah. Alright, so 1-1. Going into game 3. And what do we have here? We have a lack of landscapes, which makes the kingdom look kind of smallish. There's kind of normal, I mean, there's village, wall, village, draw, paddock, gains and dismantle, so it's maybe a little bit, below what you would want. There's also this warehouse faithful hound for a bit of extra draw. But the gains are not quite what you would want. There's also lurker, that'll gain some things. I think I'd probably start archives also draw. There's draw. It's just all a little bit weird because of dismantle is the only gains. It'll be enough that you want to build up to it just because the duchy gaining is good enough and it's probably also fast enough. But it's not going to be anything big and powerful. I'd probably start Warehouse Jack like they're both about to. Early goals are probably get Archive, and then start to get a good mint in, would also be a nice thing to have. Discard this estate for sure. You're gonna find another one. Yeah. Discard the copper. Just get through as much as possible. Kinda. Yeah, okay. Trash that. Probably take the village. I'd take the village. It doesn't do anything that amazing right now, but I don't think there's really... I don't think anything really adds much more value. You could look at investment for trashing coppers, but it's pretty mediocre. Walled Village is also especially good in this kind of deck early on, just because you're fairly unlikely to be colliding things and, like, you know, it'll track back to the jack. I mean, you can't buy mint with this, which would be really nice, but it's just not quite there. Alright, I do not like that second warehouse at all. I think this is going to be an archive. It could also be paddock reasonably, but no, I don't know that it can be paddock that reasonably. There's a lot of terminals in the Anders deck right now. I don't think I'd want to be using it on a walled village. Okay, mint is a surprise to me. I don't think that mint is adding a whole lot of value. It's mostly like a 3 copper trash, and you're going to be able to do better later, especially if you add an archive. This might be a lurker. I mean, I really wish the one buy had been a village on that side. I feel like we're playing these decks that are going to be kind of confused pretty quickly. They're like trying to do this warehouse jack thing, and then they're also trying to do this warehouse hound thing, and then they're also, I guess, like I don't really see how these are getting to where you're, you know, doing drawing, using lurkers, using dismantle. It seems like they're more just focused on maximizing what they have in deck rather than maximizing the future. Another mint. That's definitely unexpected. Anders is trashed down quite well. I'll give that for sure. But I'm not seeing it so much. I'm really not. So, like, the problem with Anders' deck right now is that I don't know. So these are 2 mints right there. So this turn's not going to be able to buy a dismantle. Next turn will be able to, but presumably you're adding a lurker here or something like that. So that's not so amazing. Although if the lurker goes uncontested, I guess you can trash whatever. And the lurker probably will go uncontested, just realistically. I'm just having a bit of a tough time seeing where these decks are going, or what they're trying to do. Like, you can add a lot of archive right now. That would be going for more of a money. You start provincing pretty quick. On Anders' side, you've got to be looking at playing with Dismantle, because that's really the only thing that these decks even do. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand discard. Oh, mint. There's a mint there. You know how I said mint was gonna be amazing once you started getting archives in? Well, there you go. Alright, so I think I'm lurking a Dismantle there and then buying Walled Village. Because next turn you want to then gain and play the Dismantle that you just put in the trash, whereas this just gets you another village. It's not that amazing. Like the whole point of building here is Dismantle. So yeah, this was kind of in reverse of how it wanted to be. It wanted to be lurk the Dismantle and buy the Walled Village rather than this way, I think. So now they're both kind of in position to go into the Dismantle deck, but I feel like it's been maybe not slow to get there, but the decks are more confused than they probably want to be. I think given that they're both doing this, Anders is in a bit better position, having that lurker, having, you know, the Walled Village about to go into deck. So Anders is definitely ahead for this deck. I just don't know that either deck is really working that well. I guess if you're Sirusc, you could probably actually start provincing this turn and be pretty consistent on that, right? Like if you discard Hound, Jack Mint here, and then archive things away, picking up the Jack, you could reach Province. And I think on that side, that's almost what you probably should be doing. Like, Anders is still maybe 2 turns away from starting to buy Province, and the Dismantle stuff's not going to make up that much. So I think that's probably how I do it from this point. I grab. I guess it wasn't quite there. So you can't actually pick up that silver. And we'll see what this buy is. It's a Dismantle, so they're both going the same kind of direction on the on the deck state. Anders has a little bit of awkwardness here, just because he can't do the Dismantlement then play Jack, but thinking it's probably fine. I might have still dismantled silver right there before playing the Jack into like a lurker or something, but again, I think it's probably okay. Anders is going to want to ditch this Jack pretty quickly here. for this deck. I don't think you can really be affording to put a whole lot of silver into it. At least not silver that you're just not dismantling. But then there's a question of where the draw's coming from. I don't know. The decks just both seem a little bit confused to me. I don't know that I'd be doing a whole lot better, but it just feels like both decks were going in multiple directions at the same time. This Jack trash really is emphasizing that to me. So this is just going to be trying to province here out, which I think is probably going to be successful. Although I might have kept the Jack for it. So let's see what's in there. So there's a warehouse in there, right? I don't think gaining the second Jack's like any good at all. It might be fine enough. I guess part of the goal for Anders at this point is going to just be match the provinces and then like pick up one duchy or one estate or whatever. And hope that's game winning. Although Sirusc also has this dismantle, so I don't really think it's going to do that. Like this is duchy province just fine. Without all the fanciness going on. And I don't think Anders is doing any better than that, so where does it go? Even as Sirusc, I think you might pick up another archive here over the duchy. In fact, that's definitely, I think almost definitely what should happen here. No, it's going to be for a hound. I really don't like that hound. Really don't like that hound. I don't think that Sirusc is going to be able to get the warehouses in the starting hand or wherever consistently enough to make it work out. I really dislike that dismantle play from Anders too. I think it should have just been gain the province, keep up points wise. So I think Anders, despite whatever's going on up there, I think Anders is definitely in line for a loss right here. For sure. Like I think Sirusc is not going to miss, despite whatever other things going on, and that's just going to be that. Don't even need to be dismantling. Like there should be dismantle copper. You totally don't need another hound, or don't even want another hound. I just don't think Anders is going to be able to keep up. Warehouse. This will be dismantle for duchy, I'm guessing. But then does this reach province? I guess so. But then what's happening next turn? Another question. This is not actually a useful hand. Just buy province. I don't think a double duchy is really better than a province here. Yeah. So here, Sirusc will just be able to really safely take a province. Have no worries about that at all. Like the best Anders is going to do is going to be Duchy province, and that loses. So this looks pretty secure. I'd take the archive here for sure. Take the archive. Come on. Warehouse gets you seen just as much as archive next turn if you take it then. So you may as well wait it. And you definitely want to clear off those 3 cards, so it's one of Warehouse or Archive, and with 3 Hounds coming up next turn, I think it really should have been Archive. I'm guessing you're about to take a state. No, you're taking 2 duchies. Why are you taking 2 duchies? I feel like I'm gotta be missing something there for that to be the move. Oh well. Like there's not somehow points. No, there's no islands that appeared in the trash. It's quite a mystery to me. I think a province is in order for Anders here, maybe. Even though, we can see it loses, but I don't really, yeah. Okay. Resign off that hand. Uh-oh. Looks like a server something or other. Alright, we appear to be back. So Sirusc up 2-1, and Sirusc starting this game. And this looks like a pretty good one, actually. The thing that is a little bit awkward here is gains, but you have both Dismantle and Artificer, and then there's lots of ways to get tune points. Amulet, Changeling, Apprentice, Dismantle. So this is going to be much less about provinces and much more about getting the whatever. Much less about provinces, and much more about accumulating your tune points, I think, while getting other things. I think the start here is probably double Amulet. There's not a whole lot of like you really want the 5 things, but I think just getting trash down quickly is much more important than like getting a Sea Witch, etc. And once you get 1 amulet, like Amulet Silver, I think actually has a decent chance at hitting 5, but you may as well I would just take the second amulet. I don't think there's much way to. I don't think there's much advantage in hitting 5 quickly. Like like your first 5 if you open Amulet Silver's Apprentice, and then at that point, why did you, why didn't you just get the second amulet and trash a bit quicker? Artificer Apprentice is kind of an amusing one. Normally that's like a weird cycle thing that doesn't do a whole lot, but here it actually scores. So that's amusing. You could also do Mountain Village Amulet and then have the amulet magically hit 5 on turn 3, and then draw with the Mountain Village, and your 5 cost with the Mountain Village now. Not a thing. Not a thing. No, I guess the Amulet Silver pays off over here. Oh, apparently we are doing this Amulet Mountain Village thing. My mistake. It is a way to, I guess, get double amulet just like that. Somewhat of a surprise to me. I will say that this ended up working out just fine over there. Like, Anders is gonna, I guess, take coin, draw the amulet, take another coin, buy Sea Witch. It seems like the way to do it. I'm thinking. Like if you're gonna be opening this Mountain Village amulet thing, it's surely not just to keep trashing, although I think that's probably the best move. But like on the other hand, had Anders opened, double amulet, it would be trash an estate last turn, buy a silver, still trash 2 coppers this turn. It's, I guess, the same result other than that you have a Mountain Village instead of an amulet, or Mountain Village instead of a silver. Okay, yeah, this is just going to be trash down. I mean, if you're trashing that copper, you're trashing this copper too. There's no way that, yeah, you're trying to aim for one of these 4 costs. Now I guess both estates are going to be out. So Anders is going to be pretty well trashed down right here. Has 1 extra curse, but I suppose you can probably live with that. Anders' next turn will be able to gain a silver into the discard with the duration amulet and then draw it with Mountain Village, which is, I mean, it's not my favorite trick ever, but it'll be the way to hit 5. Coin, I guess, maybe also hits 5, although you risk drawing the curse there and disrupting things, so probably not so much. No, you don't risk drawing a curse. You'll have 5 if you take the coin. I guess it sort of depends on what you see with the Mountain Village. What exactly you want to do. Let's see. Over on this side, Sea Witch got played. It looks to me like you probably want a village. No. Maybe not. This is actually looking a lot like Apprentice to me. You have a lot more trashing to do than one amulet's gonna be capable of. And really, since you still have these 2 estates around, Apprentice will probably work out okay. So I think I'd be taking Apprentice right here. especially with the shuffle that's coming. Gets the apprentice with the 2 estates. You might take get unlucky with the Sea Witch draw and discard, but I'm really liking apprentice here. So yeah, as Anders, I think I'd be taking coin off this amulet rather than silver. The silver's like it's not terrible, but I'd still like to be probably avoiding it if possible. This has got to be a trash. And I mean, I feel like a Sirusc, if you're buying the Bazaar, you're looking for a second amulet right here. It's dismantle. Surprise. Okay, I hate that apprentice so much. That totally should have been a Sea Witch. I know I was talking about the apprentice for Sirusc's side, but there's no estates left on Anders' side. That's just going to be trashing copper pretty uselessly. So that's really it's really no good. The apprentice is bad. I'm comfortable saying. Anders is going to be very well trashed, but there's just not going to be any deck power there. Surely now an apprentice, since you're putting the golds in the deck. Guess it could also be a second Sea Witch, considering the shuffle that's about to happen. I feel like Sirusc is still like really their decks are problematic in opposite ways. So Anders has this deck with like tons of control. It's going to be really trashed down, but it doesn't have a whole lot of power. And Sirusc's deck theoretically has a whole lot of power, but it could go south really quick, especially if Anders gets a Sea Witch. So I'm feeling like this should be Apprentice, but I'm going to guess it's going to be a second Sea Witch. And it's neither of those. It's another Bazaar. Maybe the thinking is you're gonna get a Sea Witch off this Changeling, but then you don't have any draw in this shuffle that's about to be triggered by the Sea Witch. So next turn is just looking like do whatever you do with Amulet, play Bazaar, play Dismantle, and then what? I don't know. I don't know then what. I mean, you'll play Dismantle. I suppose you have a gold, so you're going to be able to gain a 5 off of it. It's not the worst thing. I do not understand discarding that Changeling. I guess it's going to be buying King's Court, but I don't think that the King's Court is just more and more power and not, improving the problem that's actually there, which is that there's not a whole lot of draw. Like Anders, if Anders takes a Sea Witch right here, it could just be totally devastating to Sirusc. I don't think the Artificer is going to be able to gain much of value, unfortunately, for Anders. Like Sirusc's deck is not, it's just totally not there. It's not where it wants to be control-wise. So if you start adding curses to that consistently, it could get pretty ugly. Instead, I don't know, is this going to be another changeling that I don't think is actually going to do much? Well, here's one changeling doing something. Surprise. That's an interesting estate. This is kind of weird. It's just like going to be working off tomb points. Gain a silver? Yeah. I guess the estate was for Aqueduct. That's something that I totally don't experience because I don't play with Aqueduct. Alright, so now we have these two changelings that are going to be for Bizarre Sea Witch, which was exactly what the one would have done last turn before this shuffle. I'm just going to point out. I really feel like you still want Apprentice. Just because, man, saving the changelings for King's Court is... Like, I understand why you want to do it, but it's not good. It's not... It's the highest value thing, but you get more value out of doing the, you get more value out of just, you know, having more good things like Bizarre and Sea Witch. Like, they're fine. Now I'm really feeling like I don't know what Anders should be doing here, because I feel like you really want a Sea Witch, and right now the Artificer Apprentice thing is just kind of uselessly whatevering. Alright, so I'm gonna guess this is gonna be 2 King's Courts. And I guess with the triple Sea Witch draw and discard, it's probably going to end up working out pretty well. Anders at this point, the deck feels pretty useless. Just with so many curses in here, all it's really doing is getting tomb points. Which, it's a lot of tomb points, but even so... It just seems kind of lackluster. And it's about to have, you know, 6 curses in it. It does not seem like a winning formula. So yeah, with a King Sea Witches, Sirusc, despite the kind of lack of a clean deck, will be doing just fine. I still really wanted Apprentice. Okay, yeah, this resign makes sense. Anders' deck was not going anywhere. And apparently Anders is giving up completely, so... that's, I guess, going to be the match. Congratulations to Sirusc and the subscription. I think there was quite a bit better play in at least 2 of those. And then the first 2 games were kind of crapshooty, and the last 2 games I think were pretty well won by Sirusc. So. Goes as it goes, and congratulations to Sirusc, and I guess this is the conclusion of the championship for this year, so we'll hope to see lots of people come back next year.